If you're trying to learn English in a fun, natural way, this story is for you. You're not just reading words, you're living a little adventure. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. A new story drops every single day. Her name was Alina, and she had a strange little challenge for herself. She had no plan for lunch that day. No restaurant. No money in her pocket. Just a few small things in her backpack, and a bold idea. She wanted to earn her lunch. Not by working a job. Not by asking anyone for help. But by selling tiny things she no longer needed, things she had carried in her backpack for too long. Little souvenirs, small handmade crafts, and 2 bracelets she had made from string back at home. She was in a busy part of town. A square full of people, cafes, street performers, and curious tourists. It was the kind of place where things happened. She found a spot near the edge of the square, close to a bench and some shade. She laid out her items on a cloth. Nothing fancy, just neat, simple, honest. There was a tiny jar with seashells, a folded paper bird, a small stone with a word carved on it, the 2 bracelets, and a painted postcard she had made herself. No sign. No prices. Just a girl sitting with her collection. She didn't call out to anyone. She didn't try to force anything. She just waited, letting people pass, stop, look or ignore. The first 20 minutes felt long. She began to doubt the idea. But then a man with a camera stopped and pointed to the postcard. He smiled and handed her a few coins. Not much, but enough to buy a small drink or snack. Her first sale. It felt like magic. It gave her confidence. Soon, a group of kids came by, curious about the bracelets. One girl tried one on and smiled at her friend. The friend gave Alina a coin and the bracelet stayed on the girl's wrist. More coins in the little tin beside her. By noon, she had sold the bracelets, the paper bird, and the postcard. The jar of shells and the stone were still sitting there. Some people stopped just to ask what she was doing. One woman said, "You're brave." Alina just smiled. She wasn't doing this to be brave. She was doing it because she wanted to feel connected. To feel like her lunch wasn't just something bought, but something earned, shared, and created from small real things. The stone, with the word hope carved on it, sat there the longest. Then a boy, maybe 10 years old, picked it up and stared at it like it held a secret. He didn't have money, but his dad gave him a coin and nodded. The boy held the stone carefully like it might break. Alina watched him walk away with it. That was her favorite moment. After 2 hours, she had just the jar of shells left. She didn't care if it sold. She looked in her tin, a small handful of coins. Maybe not much by most standards, but more than enough for lunch. She packed up slowly, not in a rush. She walked through the market street, past cafes and food trucks, until she found a small place with outdoor tables and a smell that pulled her in. She ordered a simple meal, bread, soup, and a little salad. As she ate, she thought about every person who had stopped. Every small moment they had shared. The bracelet girl, the stone boy, the postcard man. Her food tasted better than usual. It wasn't because it was expensive. It was because she had earned it in a way that made her smile. She hadn't just sold objects. She had shared little pieces of her life, things she once carried, made, or picked up from other travels. The shells in the jar? She had found them on a beach 3 years ago. The bracelets? Made during a long train ride. That postcard? Painted during a rainy night in another country. And now, all of it had turned into a lunch, a story, and a new memory. As she finished her meal, she looked into her bag. Still plenty of small things in there. Maybe next time, she thought, she could do it again, with different items in a new city, with new people to meet. Because sometimes, the smallest things can create the most meaningful connections. And the best meals don't just feed your stomach, they feed your spirit too. You just followed Alina through a day that was both simple and full of lessons. And while you were enjoying her story, you picked up English structures, common vocabulary, and a whole lot of flow, without even trying. That's the power of storytelling. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. We've got new stories like this every single day. And drop a comment. What's something small you could sell or share that would mean something to someone?